Hi, Angel. Thank you for joining me. So today I actually want to talk about on this channel to this collective how to make inspired action decisions, how we do this, what for, and how do we balance waiting, receiving, and also moving towards what we desire. It's important that each action, right? Like every action you take puts you on a different timeline. So you may take an action that will lead you to a series of events or a series of miracles or unfortunate events that are different than taking a small different action. So when we stay in alignment every day and we focus on our intuition rather than what makes sense to our logical self, like, yeah, we have responsibilities, we are on earth, we have to deal with certain things like bills and things on earth that we cannot go through life otherwise, or else we will end up homeless and starved if we are lucky. You may be going through a period of time right now where you are shedding your old self and you are probably feeling like, okay, I have to make a decision soon, whether it's moving, my lease is up, or, this job just really is making me happy, or I feel really good about this relationship, I want to see where it goes, or something happened in my relationship, I'm at a crossroads. You are going to take the actions that work with your highest good and the highest good of all, and do not expect outcome. So my tip number one is do not expect outcomes. When we do this, when we expect outcomes, we are in this phase in our life where we are limiting and anchoring ourselves rather than propelling ourselves into faith with the universe, co-creating with the universe in what we desire, and understanding that, yes, we do have power in things. The universe will also throw things our way if it's not for our highest good. So you may be manifesting a person. You may want to move a relationship forward, but if it's a karmic or a false twin flame, which you can also get a reading on in my bio, bathrobespiritual.com, if it is not meant for your highest good, the universe will throw blocks your way, signs that it's not meant to be. Alternately, if it's meant to be, this person sticks around or the situation keeps calling your name. When you quiet that inner critic, that inner voice, that inner child, what happens is we observe that voice. We get familiar with it. We quiet it down. It's like an inner roommate. And you basically see this voice in the forefront. You detach yourself from your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, the lenses you wear, how you perceive life. And then you turn up the volume on the whispers in your heart, your intuition. If your intuition is showing you things, telling you things, listen to it. And if it feels kind of cloudy, it's because, and this is a big sign your manifestation is coming through, or something bigger than you can imagine is coming through. Things feel hazy. You aren't even getting intuition. You just have to soften and surrender and allow for energy to come through. Open yourself up, open your chakras up. You do this through sound healing, meditations, breath work, to let that in. So there's a variety of modalities that you can tune into depending on what you resonate with most, how you connect with your guides, universe, spirit, nature, etc. And when you ground yourself and soften your energy, the decision will be an overcoming sense. It will feel like I have to. It's gonna feel like if I don't do this, I'm doing myself a disservice. So when you are taking inspired action, it will feel like it's coming from the heart. I also want to point out, if you are growing a business or you want to do something to accelerate your life, you do this by actually releasing the fear of what you do not want. So say you're afraid of certain things from the past happening again. Say like, okay, well, my business failed. Or, I've been cheated on, or I've been hurt in the past, abandoned. You see that and you understand that it won't happen again if it is meant for you. People and situations can break your expectations. They do not break your heart. So when you move forward in that mentality of you are aligned with your highest good, you're on your highest timeline, and you lose the fear of what you don't want, And those fears might come up really, really big, as well as, when that big energy, that haze comes in, it's a sign that you're shedding and you're ready to receive something in your reality. You start to align yourself with the energy of you are enough. You have more than you can desire. And you find gratitude. When you're in a state of gratitude, you allow for more to come through. You are in a state of fulfillment of, you know what, I'm grateful for what I have. I'm grateful for this situation, to have met this person, to start something with this idea, and I allow. You make peace with it, and you divert your focus somewhere else. When we are focused, putting effort in, we're chasing away what we want. So when we become a vibrational match for it, it will feel like we are in a state of gratitude. We are in a state of love. We are in a state of freedom. And it's one of those things as well where you may have a fear of, if I don't have this, if this doesn't go this way, then you will put a condition on that. That is part of that fear. You overcome it, you face it, and you release it in order to bring that in faster into your life. So in becoming a vibrational match, you may also notice things coming and leaving your life rapidly. So letting that go and not letting it be personal is also key. Do not let anything that comes or leaves your life as you manifest, as you take inspired action, to mean anything personally. You are learning. You are unconditionally loved. There is polarity to all of this. In order for you to experience all of this success or love or light or joy, whatever you are manifesting, you will also feel the other side of the spectrum. You will also notice that other side, the darker side of, fear and sadness and anger and pain and grief. You will experience both sides of the spectrum, so you balance and open yourself up to be a bigger container for the energy you want to receive. And if it's meant for your highest good, it will come. If it is not meant for your highest good, you need to trust the timing of it, or you know that it is meant to be shown in other ways in your life, and you need to redirect. But through inspired action, we learn a lesson through expansion, or we receive our manifestation. So some people may be like, oh, I've been meditating, I've been releasing, I've been manifesting. Okay, if it's not meant for your highest good, the universe will not try to show you it is meant for you. It will redirect you. It will give you signs in other directions. So paying attention to the signs during this process as well. And we try to attach expectations, meanings to our callings. So for me, I remember I felt so called to make a candle business. I made all these amazing smelling soy candles, and I invested money into that. At the time, I invested like $2,000, which doesn't seem like a lot, but for me, I was broke. I was in sober living. I remember feeling like, okay, this is a side hustle. I feel called to do this. I feel very called to scent. Scent is important to me. This is my calling. And what happened was I entered a state of not enoughness. I was approaching my business as if I was not enough. I couldn't get enough. And I'm putting effort into it. It didn't feel like a flow. So it didn't feel like inspired action. It was actually something that I enjoyed doing, but I ended up going broke and I didn't enjoy the process anymore. So another tip I have is enjoy the process. Really enjoy what it is that you are doing. If you could do it every single day, if you feel like you could flow into it and you don't put yourself in a state of not enoughness. And every business, every relationship even has good and bad days. But when you are able to detach from that and say, okay, this is temporary, things go up and down. There are times where cycles need to happen, where there's a lot of good, there's also a rest period, a lot of productivity. There are times where that will happen. I'm not saying it will happen consistently, but it will happen. Not attaching to that. So when you are going through that state, use that to your advantage. When you are in a rest period, use that to your advantage. Rejuvenate, learn, rest, experience the joy of life, or experience your time alone if you're in separation with a person, right? Not to say like that is going to be a cyclic pattern, But during those times, detaching from the meaning of it, not making it personal, using that to your advantage. And who knows, maybe the candle thing would have worked out, but I knew that I was actually meant to use my voice for other things. So I stopped doing that. But what I do now, I was actually able to consistently do every single day as a passion. I wasn't expecting money out of it. So what you will do will feel more like a passion, a joy. Same with love. It will feel natural. It won't feel forced. If you're putting conditional expectations of, I can only be happy if I get this amount of money, or if this person treats me this way, that is not unconditional love. That is conditional love. And conditional love is not what you want to receive either. You don't want someone to love you only if you do this, or if you act a certain way. Your guides, the universe, unconditionally loves you for all you are. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to push anything. You just learn, you grow, and you move and flow through life. So knowing that there's unconditional love in the process for what you are creating or what you are receiving in terms of relationship or love or whatever it is in your life that you want to move into or manifest or expand into. Sometimes with bigger actions, it will take time. You may notice them ahead of time, but it may take time, the divine timing of it, to shift into the actual decision step. So, for example, quitting a job to fully move into a business. There are practical things, or even like moving out of an ex's house to pursue a relationship with someone you're meant to be with, whatever that is. When we have practical things, accepting them as temporary and not attaching to them. So if your intuition is saying, I will eventually quit my job, or I will eventually be with this person, or, trusting that you're being gifted with that intuition for a reason, that idea for a reason, but also accepting the present moment, finding other things to be grateful for, diverting your attention again. You choose what you pay attention to. Energy flows where attention goes. So when we put our attention on the excitement of what you're going to move into and the excitement of what you can be present for now, the miracle of life, it's a miracle that we're alive, right? It's a miracle I have a cat on my table. When we feel that, it allows for more to come in than we thought was even possible, because we are creating an opening for the possibilities. We're not putting expectations on one way or one outcome. So when we attach the meaning of, I will only be happy when I move out, or I will only be happy when it grows to this amount, chances are you're going to get there and you're going to be focused on the next step. So that is why gratitude is so important for the present moment, being grateful for what you do have, finding happiness in every moment. Because right now, I'm sure that you manifested what you have right now in certain ways, or at least something in your life that you manifested now in the present moment. Being present throughout this process and slowing down if you need to, and trusting yourself most of all, trusting your intuition. Even if it doesn't make sense, it's baby steps. You will take a step, see if it's sturdy, move. If it's not, you move in a different direction. It is baby steps. And if it's a bigger step, you will absolutely know. It will be like an overwhelming yes. For example, when I quit my job and I quit studying web design, I absolutely knew. I had no proof in front of me, but it was an overwhelming sense that the universe put in front of me of, you gotta do this. The other day, I booked a trip to the Cayman Islands because I felt this overwhelming sense of like needing to connect with the ocean and to gain certain inspiration for my purpose as well. So trust yourself in every action, every decision, and let me know in the comments how this resonates with you, what inspired actions you're feeling called to take or to wait for during this time. All right, this is a big, big time for people to really shed and move into our fullest potential as a collective. Like, comment, share, subscribe. It really helps my channel, and I really appreciate your loving time and energy. And it was a beautiful pleasure to connect with you all. Sending you so much love and light. Mwah.